to work hard, don't need rest. No breaks when you're chasing success. You snooze, you lose, no redos. Only get one shot, there's no sequel. Have fun, love what you do. Live right, be your own individual. Stay sharp, play smart, this is your life. I don't know much, but I know you don't live twice. Don't waste it, yeah, don't waste it.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Unsung Heroes. I'm Chrissy Morales, and I'm here with a dreamer and a doer, and the owner of Dreamers Podcast, Joe. Hi, Joe.
Hey, Chrissy, how are we doing?
Good, how are you?
Oh, I'm amazing. I'm happy to be here.
You have that perfect radio voice, too. It's whoa, I'm with a celebrity.
No, I don't think it's that great. I really don't.
It is. It's like the perfect radio voice. So, Joe, can you start by telling us about your podcast show?
So I started about 2.5 years ago. Okay. There's 200. I was just editing 262 episode 262.
262.
Yes.
Wowzers.
Right here while we were recording.
That's insane. The beauty of technology, really.
Yeah. I mean, I've released episodes. I went from 5 days a week to 3 days a week to back down to one, so I could write some books.
Okay.
And then now I'm working my way back up to 2 episodes a week and doing video as well.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So what inspired you to make this podcast? What's going on with that?
Well, I was on a plane and I had just left my family's business about a month earlier, and I had just released my first DJ album, and I was looking for Disney podcasts to be on, and I asked my friend, I'm on a plane going to Disney to run a 5K, and I was like, hey, is there any shows? He's like, oh, you should check out this one show where they interview entrepreneurs, and I was like, oh. I never really thought about podcasting in that way. So I was like, well, I know a bunch of people. I could do that. I have the DJing background, the tech background. I have all that. But I know a lot more people living their dreams, and I wouldn't get bored with it either. That's why I didn't start a Disney podcast.
Oh, okay. Well, I would have loved Disney. Guys, I work for Disney. Fun fact.
Yeah? Where did you work?
I was a character performer, actually.
Oh, because you have the
Disney
height.
World.
Yeah, because you have to be really short or really tall. So.
That's right. We'll do a segment on that later, guys. But right now, we're going to stick to Unsung Heroes.
I was going to ask you some more questions.
You were about to interview me.
Remember, I'm a host too. So
we were about to have like interviewee, interviewer, and then swap. But what was going on with that? So you didn't do Disney. You decided to do entrepreneurship?
It's entrepreneurs. It's people living their dreams. It's people doing inspiring things, whether it's for charities. Like it's a culmination of a lot of different things. People that are just really happy and contribute. And so the plane landed, and I registered the domain name, the Facebook page, and the Twitter handle before we got to the rental car. From my phone. Like, I pulled out my phone and was like...
For your podcast?
Yeah.
And that's how you started it?
Yeah, within 2 weeks I had the first episode out, and then I went from one episode 1 week later to 3 episodes a week.
Now, were you interviewing people, or were you just, like, talking? Or?
No, I was definitely interviewing people, because I was trying to learn.
Okay.
I had just left my family's business, and I really didn't know what I wanted to do.
Now, we're going to just rewind. Rewind. You left your family's business, and I read that it said it was a multi-million-dollar business. What made you do that? That's crazy.
More money, more problems. I mean, seriously,
that's true.
It is. Most people don't see that.
What kind of business was that?
So it was in the trucking industry, parts, trucking, repairs, brokerage, and then shipping towards the end.
So that was like far from entertainment. Like I would have been like.
I don't know. The show. The office life could have been a show. We've talked about it many times being a reality show.
It is. I mean, aside from this, I work in an office, and it is a show. I record people because they do like the most outrageous things. So, let's go back to what made you passionate about entertainment. What drove you to do this?
Well, my DJing background helped a lot. So I've been DJing since 2004, and for me, like, I was a pretty introverted kid. I was playing video games every day, all day, and that's pretty much all I cared about.
That's where the tech savvy came in.
Exactly. I was playing computer games and stuff like that competitively, and then it transitioned into DJing. And like competitive, like turntablism and stuff like that. So like more of an artist side of it, not like hey, I'm the wedding DJ. Like no.
So did you do DJs in like clubs and stuff like that?
Yeah, clubs and bars, and I did competitions like the turntable battle.
What? Oh no, we gotta
elaborate
on that. What? Tell us more about that.
So I mean, when I got started, I was all about like CDs. It was like, oh, CDs are the future, and it really wasn't. Like MP3s had already been around for 6 years or so. And I went to the store, like the record store, and I put the record on the table, and I had never used one before, and I turned the record player off, and it kept playing, and I was like, this is amazing. I was like, it's off, but it's playing, and I was like, so I bought 10 records, went to Guitar Center, bought my first record player. I couldn't even wait another week before I went to buy my second one because I didn't even have the money. I ended up borrowing it from a friend.
So you were like on a frenzy here.
Oh yeah, and then I spent every Friday night. I spent like pretty much my entire paycheck and Friday night in the record store.
So you just started by listening to a record, and then you were like, I want to be a DJ. Guys.
No. I wanted to be a DJ from like actually when I was about 10 years old.
Really?
From the radio DJs, like like QNO2 plays like in the clubs at night, and it was that stuff. Like I would actually record those on tapes, like the sessions on tapes, to listen back to them because I love the idea of music that wasn't like what we were hearing on the radio during the day.
Right.
They were different. They were remixes or just mixes and blends and cuts and scratches and stuff like that. So I fell in love with it, but I didn't have anybody to take me there.
Right.
So it wasn't until I got into high school and I had a car that I met the right people, and all of a sudden they took me there and they showed me the way to make it happen. Plus, you got to remember, at that time, YouTube didn't exist. So I couldn't just be like, okay, how do I DJ?
Everything was so much more hard, and now it's like easy stuff.
It is.
Anybody can become, I mean, there's some celebrities who are DJs out there, and it cracks me up. I forget what her name is, and I was like, she's a DJ? No way.
Are you talking about Paris Hilton?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Paris Hilton, guys.
Yeah.
She is a DJ. And nobody would have ever thought, but I did see a billboard and like driving to Atlantic City, and it said Paris Hilton's gonna be at the Harris, and I was like, oh, I never knew she was a DJ. I was like, that's crazy. I guess anybody could become a DJ.
Well, if you can sell tickets, that's what promoters really care about. That's why I'm more into the art.
But you did more, I mean, more technical stuff too, right?
Yeah. So that's where I like my basis. So I do a lot of mashups. My first album, Adventuratorium, was a mashup of Disney music and hip hop instrumentals, and it tells the story of Up. The house, the guy in the house with the balloons. It tells that whole story through the music. So it's basically a musical I created. It took me about 3 months. We raised money for Give Kids the World, which we can touch on there.
That's so nice. What is that? What was that about?
So Give Kids the World is down in Florida, Orlando, Florida, and when the Make-A-Wish Foundation, they team up with Give Kids the World when like the wish of the child is to go to Disney. So the parents, the whole family gets to go down. They get a house. They get escorted everywhere. They get passes for all the parks, and they get parties at night for the kids, and they have ice cream for breakfast. And it's just these kids get to be kids for a week, and it's really an awesome experience. So we raised money by through the CDs. I actually got the CDs printed up. So it was actually a bad time to be getting CDs because actually at the time there was cars coming out that had no CD players.
So it was CDs about the stuff that you did that you mixed up while being a DJ?
It's a 2 CD set. And I actually still have them on my site for sale, and the MP3s as well.
That's cool.
But,
you might have to get a copy of that and try to sneak it in there to the editing team.
Yeah. I mean, it was a lot of fun to put together, and I'd like to do more. I want to do a follow-up. I have some really awesome ideas, blends and like all kinds of stuff. So.
Was it also like lyrics, or was it just like beats?
No. There was lyrics. So the music, like the lyrics were primarily Disney songs, and the beats were from the instrumentals from like popular hip hop songs.
Wow.
And then the story is told through the soundtrack of the movie.
That's
so you hear
cool.
like the characters talking and telling the story. It's like kind of, I don't want to say next level, but like a lot of people didn't get it.
I'm sure they were probably like, what is this? But I'm sure it's like awesome.
It is. Kids really love it. Once it hits the car, it seems that kids don't let it leave the car.
And you just submitted this to that organization, and they were like, oh, let's partner up, or did you?
Well, no. So I part of my running team, the goal is to raise their fundraising goals is through Give Kids the World. So I was like, well, if I put this together, I can raise money and people can enjoy it, and we did. We raised, I don't know, a couple $100 through that.
Wow.
But since then we've raised like $1,700 for Give Kids the World.
That's amazing.
Through my show. Because every year on the anniversary of the show, I do a live stream, and we do Minute to Win It games. So
what's that? What's Minute to Win It?
What's Minute? You never seen Minute to Win It?
No, I've never seen it.
Oh man! So they're games where it's like you might have to like stack 3 golf balls, or what are some of the other ones that we do? Where you put an Oreo cookie on your forehead, and you got to get it from your forehead down to your mouth.
What?
So you would sit there and you would and you get it from
How do you do that? We got to do that one day on the show. That'd be so cool.
You should.
Anybody have an Oreo? Because I would like to do that. That'd be fun.
Yeah, it is a lot of fun. So for every person that at these parties that we've thrown that completes it, I donate $10, and then people just start I'll throw in $20 too, and $30.
That's an awesome way to
and donating online, and before you know it, we raised $1,000 this year, and it was like 6 or 7. It might have been $650 or something like that last year.
Wow.
So,
Are there any other organizations that you're doing donations for too, or is it just?
There is actually CASA. I've kind of teamed up with them, so going forward next year we might be doing something with CASA to help raise money for CASA as well.
That's awesome. Yeah. One of our previous interviewees, Natalie, volunteers with CASA. So that's really cool how everything kind of just.
I just emceed an event for them up in Morristown.
Really?
Yeah, they did. It was great. Yeah, it was great. They had two semi-famous comedians as well that I got to introduce. Yeah. Which was pretty fun. It was a great time, and I got to be an auctioneer for the first time, so I could add that to my. All right,
do your most famous auctioneer voice. Go ahead, guys. You ready?
I was really bad at it. I mean, I got it done.
Just try it. Come on.
All right, so I was like, no, because I didn't do like the 250, 275, 275, 300, 300, 400, 400, 400, 500, 500. Yeah, something like that. But I wasn't going as fast. It was a little more,
I would have been like 250, 250,
But you got to talk it up. So we gave away a bunch of neat things. One was Eagles tickets against the Dallas Cowboys at the end of in December. Cool. But it includes a whole bunch of other stuff in it. So it's $1,000 package. Wow. So you got to keep talking it up to get people to.
Did you have this live while you were with your podcast? Did you have a crew there?
No, I don't got a crew. It's just me.
It's just him. Look at that, guys. This is why he's an unsung hero. Can we give him a round of applause because he does this all by himself?
I do.
So tell us about that event and how this merged with your podcast.
Well, it didn't really merge with the podcast, but I guess the way it did was I run a podcast conference as well. I started up a podcast conference in South Jersey, just outside of Philadelphia, called Mid-Atlantic Podcast Conference. We started 2 years ago. Just had our second conference. We expanded by 50% our attendance, and one of the people that went there was like, "Oh, Joe did this great job at the conference. He was the host. He should totally come and MC this CASA event." I had never even heard of CASA up to that point. Right. So I was like, all right, yeah, sure, it works out for me, and I did it. So yeah, it was fun. And now with that, I do everything too. I set up all the audio equipment, I do the sound, I do the hosting, I do the registration, I do the website, I do pretty much everything. I had one person, shout out to Amy J for helping me with the email list. But outside of that, I did everything for that conference.
And you're still doing everything by yourself?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
That takes a lot of talent. That's a lot of.
It's just a lot of experience.
That's awesome.
I'm gonna call it talent.
How long you been doing this again? You said.
2 years. We're going on to our third year in September, upcoming September.
And how many interviewees do you think you've had by this point?
For my show, for Dreamers, it's 262 episodes, but it hasn't been 262 guests. It's probably in the 220 mark, something like that.
And you said the show's called Dreamers. Why is it called Dreamers?
Because people that live their dreams. Because Doers didn't sound very good.
You were like Doer. Yeah, I guess it does.
So this is the Doers podcast.
Especially with the whole Disney thing. It kind of merges it up a little bit.
It does. I have a lot of crossover with fans of Disney, and that's where a lot of my fan base comes from.
Fan base of Disney right here.
I see that. I saw your case on your
Mickey
phone.
Mouse. You guys will see that later when we do the selfies. But yeah. Yeah, well, coming up, we'll find out what makes Joe an unsung hero.
Hey Dreamers, I'm Joe Pardo, the host of the Dreamers Podcast, where you get business lessons from those who truly live their dreams. With nearly 300 episodes, I have interviewed hundreds of normal people just like you and me doing extraordinary things. Join me every Tuesday at 8 a.m. to get inspired and more importantly, learn from those who aren't just dreamers, but are doers. Listen on dreamerspodcast.com, iTunes, and the Google Play Store.
Welcome back to Unsung Heroes. I'm Chrissy Morales, and I'm here with the famous Joe Pardo.
Oh, come on,
Hey,
I'm not that famous.
He's pretty famous, guys. Just saying. So, the most famous question of them all, we want to ask you, what makes you an unsung hero?
Probably my dedication to the people that I work with, have worked for, and just the attention to detail, and really caring about the process in which I go about doing things, and the people that go into making that happen.
And what motivates you to keep doing this?
You
I
know,
it must get difficult at times doing it all by yourself, but what motivates you to keep going?
the only I don't know. The
You get
motivate me.
stumped?
No, getting people from all around the world to hear a message and connect with what I do is it's really fuel. It's kind of like a selfish thing, really. But everything's selfish. Even if you do like charity work, you're still being selfish, right? Because it makes you feel good.
It does make you feel good.
At least it should. So for me, I guess staying motivated really comes down to me wanting to help other people figure out that there's more to their life than what is in the realm of what they believe it is.
Right.
Because a lot of people are like, oh, I'm not really in control of what's going on. It's like, well, sure you are. Like, yeah, you might have like a mortgage payment or this or that, and these are the decisions you've already made. But it's how you go about paying those things down. It's how you go about making your difference in the world. It's how, I have a saying called society starts with you. So it's, for me, it's
right.
doing those things. It's like that come from me. I can't do necessarily what you do or what anybody else here does. So this is just what I can contribute to the world, and it makes me happy, and I can make other people happy around me, and that's how it works.
Has there been a time where you had like a difficult task, and like how'd you get through it?
There's been plenty of times where I was, like sitting at my computer in the afternoon. It's like 2:00 in the afternoon. I'm like, what am I doing here? Like, I should be at work doing, wishing I could take a nap. I could actually, not now because I have a baby, but before I could take that nap, like that afternoon,
Right.
that 3:00 nap where you're like, man, I wish I could just go to sleep instead of doing this thing I don't even care about, or just sitting here pretending to look busy. I can actually take that nap. Now I can't.
Now it's like, bye nap.
Yeah,
I'm following my dreams.
Sleep went out the window a long time ago when Ava showed up. So I guess the most difficult thing is there's days where I wasn't feeling it. Something didn't necessarily go right, and you just start to like doubt the fact that what you're doing is just taking up time. Is it worth it? Is it going to go anywhere? And this stuff takes time. People don't just recognize you for what you do overnight. They don't. And that's the thing, is it takes, I've been doing this 2.5 years. Wow. And I'll tell you, most of that time I'm not paid for. Countless hours editing, countless hours doing the interviews, putting the interviews together, the website design, all that stuff. Like, I'm not getting paid for
Do you
any
get
of that.
funding for this, or no?
No, I get funding through the stuff I sell. I
Right.
have services, business consulting, and web design, and all that stuff. So that stuff. So for me, the show it's something that makes me feel good. It's something that makes other people feel good. But at the same time, it's also marketing to help get the message out there that I exist and this is what I do.
Right.
And so it's a kind of a combination of things.
How can these people find you? I know that you have a lot of different channels out there, but how can they find you?
Well, I used to have a lot of different channels, but at the beginning of the year, I made the decision to make everything under one branding message, which is superjoepardo.com.
What is it, super?
Superjoepardo.com. And it explains why I'm called Super Joe Pardo. I didn't give myself that name.
Okay, now you got to tell us. Come on.
So I was away once and from work, and one of my best friends, longest friends, he was working with me in the office, and he left a message on my desk of like a stick figure that said Super Joe on it. And there's a picture of it on my website. If you go there, you get like the whole story. And I asked him, I said, why did you do that? And there's a quote from him on the site. So, but that was in like 2006.
Wow.
So it wasn't like, didn't even occur to me till, a year and a half ago or so, 2 years ago, to be like, I should register this as a domain name.
And then
I switched everything over to it, and now everything's there. You can get the podcast, my conference, courses, the services I offer. There's so many things. The music, the videos, everything.
Is there anything that you would like to say to young people out there who want to start their own podcast? And
I mean, there's so much information out there. I always say whenever you have something that you want to do, it starts with the first step, and the first step in today's age is Googling. Start with a Google search. It doesn't have to be that super complex. You don't have to think about it too hard. Just do a Google search. And then if you don't get the answer you're looking for, do another one.
There you go, people. Joe Pardo, everyone. Can we give him a round of applause?
Thank
Joe,
you.
thank you so much for being on our show.
Thank you.
I have a surprise for you. You want to close your eyes?
All right, I'll close my eyes.
Drum roll, please.
They might not open back up, though.
Don't take a nap now.
Try not to.
On behalf of Unsung Heroes and I Am News, I would like to honor you with a certificate for an Unsung Hero.
So thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Hey guys, this is Chrissy Morales here, the producer and host of Unsung Heroes, and I'm looking for someone like you to be on my show. If you think you have what it takes to be an unsung hero, email me at tvunsungheroes@gmail.com. Thank you so much for being on Unsung Hero, Joe. Until next time, and selfie stick time.
Oh, okay.
I just got this selfie stick, y'all, so we're going to take some selfies.